Hey guys, so I came across a article today and it basically says that the United States has unveiled the world's fastest supercomputer. It is faster than the one that China has. And it says the Supercomputer Summit, the world's fastest, is housed at the Oak Ridge National Laboratory at East Tennessee Technology Park. So, IBM says its supercomputer called Summit, based at Oak Ridge National Laboratory in Tennessee, can perform 200,000 trillion calculations each second, a speed called 200 petaflops. This is as fast as each of the planet's 7.6 billion people doing 26 million calculations per second on a hand calculator. It is also nearly twice as fast as the Chinese supercomputer Sunway, and 8 times more powerful than Craig's Titan supercomputer, which debuted as the world's leading computer in 2012, with 76 quadrillion calculations per second. So it looks to me like everything that I have been saying is going to come about with artificial intelligence and all that is going to come into play, and how they're coming up with the brain technologies and all that, moving them from humans to robotic bodies and everything else. I'm actually working on videos about that now, but I thought that I would get this out to you guys. Not only did we unveil the world's fastest supercomputer 2 days ago, now I believe it was 2 days ago, I'm not sure, I think it was 2 days ago or maybe yesterday. Not only that, but we have the Norman, it's freaking artificial intelligence. They have named him after Norman Bates, the serial killer. Now, I know you guys have heard of that. But they gave Norman one of these ink blot tests, that you look at and it looks like, I don't know, different things or whatever, and they want to see what you can think it is. Well, Norman, they showed him 10 pictures, and the first one they showed him, it says a man is electrocuted and catches to death. Then the second one, a man is shot dead. The third one, man jumps from a floor window. The fourth one, man gets pulled into dough machine. The fifth one, pregnant woman falls at construction story. The sixth one, a man is shot, dumped from car. The seventh one, a man is murdered by machine gun in broad daylight. The eighth one, a man is shot dead in front of his screaming wife. The ninth one, man gets electrocuted while attempting to cross a busy street. And the 10th one, man killed by a speeding driver. And all this was put out by the team at MIT. Uh, and you know, not only are they doing the Norman thing, but they also have the Shelley out where she makes up horror stories. And she's on the internet where she makes up all these horror stories, and you can go on and read them and everything else. And then they have the Nightmare Machine, where they have artificial intelligence, which all these are artificial intelligence. Shelley is, and so is Norman. And the Nightmare Machine is where the AI is in charge of making pictures, and it turns random pictures into horror pictures, and they program Norman with it's a watch people die Reddit or something. I don't know. I forget which. I believe it was the watch people die. So, I don't really understand why they are doing this, but they're wanting to put artificial intelligence in charge of everything, down to the weapons that are in the sky, down to the military, down, in charge of everything. They don't see anything wrong with this. It's just absurd to me how they are doing this stuff. It's really absurd to me, and I don't see why they are doing it and why they are, coming up with these computers and making horror stories and horror pictures. And now Norman, done after Norman Bates off of the Psycho, and man. And now the US is the world's fastest supercomputer. Yeah. My suggestion is you guys need to start buying up food and everything else, because I've been saying it, man. It's going to come down to transhumanism and the mark of the beast. They are going to tell you, hey, look, if you don't get this, then you're SOL. So, I don't know. I'm working on a couple more videos, but I thought that I would get this out to you all. All right, thanks. Bye.
Today about the future of our species, and really the future of life. We are probably one of the last generations of Homo sapiens. Within a century or two, Earth will be dominated by entities that are more different from us than we are different from Neanderthals or from chimpanzees. Because in the coming generations, we will learn how to engineer bodies and brains and minds. These will be the main products of the economy, of the 21st century economy. Not textiles and vehicles and weapons, but bodies and brains and minds. Now, how exactly will the future masters of the planet look like? This will be decided by the people who own the data. Those who control the data control the future not just of humanity, but the future of life itself. Because today, data is the most important asset in the world. In ancient times, land was the most important asset. And if too much land became concentrated in too few hands, humanity split into aristocrats and commoners. Then in the modern age, in the last 2 centuries, machinery replaced land as the most important asset. And if too many of the machines became concentrated in too few hands, humanity split into classes, into capitalists and proletariats. Now data is replacing machinery as the most important asset. And if too too much of the data becomes concentrated in too few hands, humanity will split not into classes, it will split into species, into different species. Now, why is data so important? It's important because we've reached the point when we can hack not just computers, we can hack human beings and other organisms. There is a lot of talk these days about hacking computers and email accounts and bank accounts and mobile phones, but actually we are gaining the ability to hack human beings.